I hope everybody is having a great weekend so far. Honestly, I probably should have filmed this video days ago. I had the concept at least, and I had everything lined up. But man, the Olympics has just been taking over, man. It's just I'm so into it, and I'm like I haven't even got a haircut. So I know that this looks like this, right now. Trust me, it will look better in the next in the next coming days. But yeah, I've just been so deep into it, and unfortunately, it comes to an end tomorrow, which is Sunday. We'll have the closing ceremonies. There's only so many events left. There's really not much, so I'll probably watch every last event that there is, since there's nothing that will really run concurrently. So I don't know. But obviously you guys know who I'm pulling for. It's that USA, and right now China has us by 1 gold medal, but that should be taken care of tomorrow. Okay. But anyway, so let's talk about today's video. So today's video, it's kind of random, but not super random. I probably could do some sort of series and be consistent with it, but I don't want to put that on myself because it's kind of like a weird concept, right? So, as part of the business that I am in, which if you guys don't know, I am a realtor in Los Angeles. Part of the process is what we call prospecting. I was going to say processing. Well, that's part of it too, but you can only process, paperwork and such when you have a deal going. So in order to get to that point, you need to prospect. So in the midst of me prospecting, what happens is I make phone calls to people I know, phone calls to people I don't know, and I look to see if there's a gap that can be bridged. And upon these calls that I do make, sometimes I call people with like high net worths and high value properties. So these collection of properties that we're going to look at today are people that I've actually have called. Not saying that I've talked to them. Okay, this is not saying that I've talked to all of these people. I just want to make that clear. But I've either talked to or at least called all of these properties that we're going to look at today. So it's kind of crazy because, just a couple of years ago, I'll be honest with you, like I had a healthy amount of, not necessarily fear, but reluctance to call up these kind of people because, enough of them, they don't deal with any of their real estate dealings at all. They literally have someone that they hire, not a realtor, but someone that they hire, like a concierge or, a portfolio manager, could be like a CPA, could be a lawyer, could be, all sorts of different places where the person that I should be contacting is not the individual, but the party that is responsible for this kind of stuff. But I call these people anyway, and surprisingly, enough of them are actually not that bad. Like enough of them are genuinely nice people. I don't ask for much of their time, and I get to the point, and sometimes the calls are like really good with these people that are far more well off than the average individual. So yeah, anyway, we're gonna look at some really nice properties. All of these are in Beverly Hills. This is where I've been, trying to get into this upper echelon price point, which is like my goal. My goal is to get a property that's worth 10 million plus. I've done multi-million-dollar properties, in the past. Right now, I'm trying to break into a different barrier. So this is part of the process. And one of the biggest and greatest things of even just doing this video, it's like it's a double effect, like a double-edged sword, but it's a good sword. Especially, you know, because it's sharpening me overall. It's sharpening me with my ambition to pursue, you know, these kind of deals, and also at the same time coming back and actually doing research is sharpening me with the knowledge. So it's like when I do get in front of these people, I know all the answers, right? I know all the answers. I know everything I need to know. I've seen a property multiple times. You know, if it came off the market, I done seen it, whether it's, you know, through a small video. Like, we're going to just look at small videos today. We're not looking at any home tours, but whether it's that or a home tour, I do my research. So when the opportunity does come, you know, my preparation is already done. And that's what luck is. So we're gonna check these properties out. A lot of them are very nice. I mean, when I, you know, started looking them up, you know, because typically when I make the phone calls, I'm not doing too much of any research. The knowledge that I have offhand is the knowledge that I have offhand. So I don't even know what these properties look like half the time when I call them, but then I look and I'm like, wow, that's insane. Oh my God, hold on. I mean, it's not like there's gonna be loads of views here, but this is the street, if you guys can't see. But yeah, this is the street. So if there was a view from this person's house, because this was built, it's gone. So if you guys, you know, remember, okay? If you don't, totally fine, because I have the knowledge, okay? There is another part of Beverly Hills. This is obviously on the other side of the canyon. There's another part of Beverly Hills that is called Truesdale's Estates. And in Truesdale's Estates, you are only allowed to build either a single-story house or a split level. And that was done, it's an ordinance, it's the Truesdale ordinance. That was done in order to preserve everyone's views. So anything built before 87 is grandfathered in. And those properties, you know, you could have 2-story. So if you do have a 2-story, you shouldn't tear it down. You can actually go down to the studs, right? You could probably go down to the stud, not probably, you can get approvals to go down to the studs without tearing down the 2nd story and pretty much build almost like a new house. But you can't add anything to that 2nd story, right? You can't add square footage or anything. You could take it down and reconfigure, and that is what taking it down to the studs would involve. But in this particular part of the canyon, you are allowed to build, you know, multiple stories. Like a house like this is gonna have like an amazing view when it gets finished. This is clearly new construction. A house like this will have amazing views. Like the higher you're up, the better views you're gonna get. The lower you are, you know, you're not gonna get the best of views. But if, again, the whole point of bringing this up is that if there was a view, it got taken away. You got a huge privacy hedge. All right, stucco. So this is like the pictures. I'm gonna show you guys the picture. Yeah, the picture is more of like this, because from the inside, this, you know, it looks really, really modern. But just looking at the outside, it's like a basic, you know, stucco type of home. So it looks like there's not a lot of land left here. A huge marble table. Oh, okay. This kitchen's closed off. You know, I'm not really a big fan. It would have been nice, especially as you know, big as this house is, it would have been nice for this to have been a waterfall, you know, marble, you know, type of counter. But I mean, you know, island. This looks like, what do you call it? Quartz. This doesn't look like marble at all. This definitely looks more like quartz. But it looks like they have, you know, at least some nice appliances with, you know, this looks like 2 microwaves. Is this 2 microwaves? Or one has to be a microwave and the other one has to be an oven, like a mini oven, for like toast and stuff like that. But yeah, kitchen's not great. What was the point? I like that office setup. Yeah, I really like that office setup when you have the outdoor space, behind you. It's pretty cool. It's a little underwhelming to be honest with you, as far as a remodel goes. There's not a whole lot of character to it. It's, really, really cold. There's not a lot of colors. Nothing in this place is like vibrant. Nothing is super eye-catching. None of the finishes are eye-catching, to be honest with you. You have these like older type of mirror, like drawers and cabinets. I don't like that personally. In the 80s, this was like really common. This was normal. So I would only hope that someone didn't go out their way to purchase this. But this was really normal like in the 80s. But for now, this is like so outdated. It's not funny. This tub, I feel like, go back. Let me go back to it real quick. This tub is taking up too much space for there not to be enough room to make it wider. Like this is like a huge waste of space, which is the point. This is a huge waste of space. You either put in a bigger tub, or you make this to where you put a couple steps in here. But to have to climb over this, it's a huge waste of space. It's a huge waste of space. Like there was no point in doing that. Like either make it a huge tub where, you could get more than 2 people in there, or at least 2 people that was be in there so comfortably it will make no sense. And then this fireplace, it's cool to have. I like it. I'll be fair with you. I like the idea of having, this nice cozy thing, but this is like really romantic, and this is like a 1-person bath. Like there's just not enough space to really, really enjoy the bathtub. So this is not great. But of course, the shower is nice and big. Shower you can get in for 4 people in there. Not saying why you should have 4 people. The point is that you could. I know I probably shouldn't be this honest about it, but this is something that I would tell to the owner to their face. Pool's in the middle of the house, so it's almost like an atrium, almost, not quite, but the pool is taking up space. Like, to be honest with you, I like that. This particular house, which currently is not on the market, and I can see why it didn't sell. We're going to take a quick look at the listing, and then I'll tell you where I think they went wrong. I kind of already said a lot of things where they went wrong, where if they would have just tweaked and did these things, if they fix these things, the place will sell the next time that they put it on the market. So, if you want these ideas, they're free. I'm talking to you, homeowner of, this property, which has very, very nice, by the way, but there's a few things that would make it overwhelmingly like obvious that this has to be a house that you buy. But it's definitely, it's a great place to temporarily have, which is why I think they haven't had a problem finding a tenant, which they have a tenant in there now. As you can see where it says that it's sold for $36,000, that's not a typo. That is what it leased for. It's a very, very good place to be. Like I said, it has nice privacy. It's up in the hill. It's on the other side of the canyon, again, between this and Truesdale. Not really sure what kind of views this house gets, if any. Again, I don't really think it's getting much of a view because of where it is. It's not high enough, and it's not situated on a lot that would demand you know, the kind of views that you would love to see, but there might be something, you know, some peekaboo here. Like definitely there's going to be a peekaboo of something other than the roof of the neighbor across the street from you. But yeah, anyway, let's just look at the listing history just to kind of make it make sense. And then I'll tell you guys what needs to be changed in order for it to actually sell. So anyway, they put it on the market last year. They put it on the market for about $9 million, right? It did not sell, right? It did not sell. And, you know, there's a few reasons why, but yeah, it didn't sell. They put it up for rent. They were able to find a tenant, but it took a while for them to find a tenant. Yeah, it took a while to find that tenant. Like it took a really long time to find the tenant. That's probably why they were like, well, if we could sell it instead of it just collecting dust, then we'll do that. But they got a nice jump up considering where they were renting it before, which was, you know, $17,500. Wow, $17,500. And they were able to get $36,000 this time. So I have no idea how, but yeah. Hopefully this is a typo. Like, but if it's not, it's kind of insane. Or maybe it was just short term because it went back up for rent for 40 grand, you know, in December. So who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I surely don't. So I'm not looking at the MLS. If I was looking at the MLS, I'd have a lot more like answers. But yeah, anyway, they've rented it out, you know, throughout the year. So this has been more of an income property for these people. They bought it for just under $6 million. Wow, they bought it for under $6 million, almost 11 years ago. So almost 11 years ago, they've been, you know, holding on to this property, and it's been producing pretty good rental income for sure, right? For what they bought it for, it's definitely been producing, you know, pretty good rental income. But yeah, this is a nice property, you know, for that purpose, because it's really not like it's not vibrant, it's not very particular, it's on the colder side. It's not going to have problems when it comes to people looking at it and saying, oh, I couldn't see myself living here. This is like too much of this or too much of that. It is in the middle. It's so neutral. That's really what cold really means, is that it's neutral. It doesn't have like this huge character. It's like, it's a house. It's a house that's almost a blank canvas. Like it's waiting for things to be changed. But these must be some old pictures, or either that the lighting from the video, it's one of the two, because in the lighting of the video, this looks really gray and not black. But this kitchen is kind of, it makes sense why everything looks like this, and that there's not like the beautiful marble and, you know, all of these super expensive stones, and instead quartz, which is extremely durable. And, you know, doesn't have, you know, stain problems. You got the two sinks over here. So I mean, this kitchen's okay, right? This kitchen's not bad. It's just not. It's not a $9 million kitchen. It's not the kitchen you want for $9 million, which is a huge problem. So this is one thing that would need to be changed. The cabinets would also need to be changed, because white and black is no. It's a no. It's a no for me. And then right here with the outdoor, you know, entertaining area, right here is, you know, this could be a nice flex space, right? This could be a nice flex space, considering this place doesn't really have a gym. You could put some gym equipment here instead of, you know, this bar, which doesn't look like it's installed. So if this is not installed, I would honestly set this up as a gym, because anybody could just see this as, you know, something else. You don't necessarily have to make it a gym. But for $9 million, you would like to have a space for a gym, and that space could work as a gym. And, you know, it's an outdoor gym, but it's covered. So that will work great. Nice dining area, you know, kind of click through these pictures. These are like Swivel. This is a swivel pivot door. Yeah, there's even a wheel here. Wow. So this is like an older style, you know, they have these like pocket doors to close off the dining room. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. And then obviously the kitchen's right here. So this is like an older type of setup. Personally, I would get rid of this wall and just kind of open it up a little bit, because this house is not like an old money type of house where this would, you know, make sense, where the butler comes serve you. This house is on too much on the modern side for it to be that way. Right? And then you have this wall, which is on the other side of the kitchen. So I would honestly take this wall out too and just open it up, right? Open it up. You're like, this is gonna take a lot of reconfiguring. I understand why they haven't done anything like that, because you would have to get rid of the ovens that are on this side, right? You'd have to put the ovens on the other side, right? You'd have to set it up. So in all honesty, there could be a fix where they could put it against this wall too, because if I'm not mistaken, there is like a window. Or actually, we don't even see what's against here, right here. Well, I'm over here moving the mouse, but right behind us, on this side, we don't see what's there, but you can move. There's stuff you can do to move the kitchen around. You don't need 2 sinks. Like, there's stuff to fix the kitchen. You can actually like bring the island out, space it out. Like there's stuff that you can do. I know if you don't have an imagination, this probably makes no sense to you, but yes, you can get rid of this wall and open this up, and it's just a nice, beautiful, open concept. Like, you could do this, and I would do this over that wall to the dining area, 100%. Okay, so I was right. So this is just a pointless outdoor access. Like, you have an outdoor access on both sides. There's no point in that. So I would close this off, leave it as a window, and yeah, that would give all the space you need, right? That would give all the space you need to put ovens, right? To put ovens. You can put the ovens over here. Like, there's so much you can do, and I feel like it's just a missed opportunity to have a open concept. But yeah, you can see how cold this place is. Like, it's just white. Primary's nice. Like, it's just white. There's not, like, it has no character. This is another thing that needs to be changed. Make this a much bigger tub. Like, the circumference of this tub needs to be, you know, around here, right? It just needs to be bigger. You make it bigger, it'll be better. 100%. Like, a lot of these pictures are just like the same stuff, you know, the pool area, but yeah, there's not a whole lot to change. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to change at all. Why is... Never mind. This isn't a bad place for this, but I would have liked to seen this. I'm, you know what, to be honest with you, because there's only so much space, I get why you would have to put like the outdoor kitchen stuff on this side. I understand it, but yeah, there's definitely you know, not the best use of the lot. But again, I know they probably purchased the place and it was kind of like this, so it, you know, it is what it is. But there's so much space on this side. Like, there's so much space on this side. So definitely this is not a bad setup, because kids could play here, you know, so this does work for a family. Kids could play here and they don't have to play by the pool. So that's not necessarily a bad configuration by any stretch. All right, I think we've seen enough pictures, because a lot of this stuff is going to start repeating. Yeah. So I mean, looking at that first house, I know I had a lot to say, but I only had a lot to say because there's so much that's there that could be, you know, changed, and I would offer them the actual opportunity to sell it if that's what they really want to do. But if that's not what they want to do, I would leave it just the way it is. As far as renting it out, I would leave it just the way it is. I wouldn't change anything. But actually selling it to someone for a higher price point, considering that there is no view, or, you know, if there is a view, again, it's going to be peekaboo, which is why the view was not being highlighted in any of the photos. But yeah, since it has no view, and you want this $9 million price point, there just needs to be a couple of changes. Like I mentioned, the two main things was the tub in the primary bathroom. Obviously, you know, I would also change out those drawers and cabinets from that mirror, like 80s vibe. It just doesn't work. Like it's not great, right? I would change that. I would add a little color to the kitchen. Okay, I would add a little color to the kitchen. You don't necessarily have to do marble, you can do an onyx, but I would just add a little color, maybe some sort of like tan, sandy, you know, type of marble or onyx, one of the two, just to kind of liven it up, because right now the way it looks is just, it's cold, right? It doesn't have any character at all. So I would change that. I would honestly make the kitchen open. Just open up the kitchen, right? Open up the kitchen. For that range was not great. Like, you had double oven, double sinks, but one range. If you're gonna go double up everything, including the range, or make it a much larger range. Like, if you're not gonna double up the range, make it larger. Right? You don't need the built-in ovens. Like, you can go a double oven range. There's so many different configurations where you can get rid of that wall and make it an open concept, which is what families want. That would help you get that $9 million price point. But if you were to just sell it the way it is, I think you're a lot closer to 7.5 to 8. I think that's it. 7.5 to 8. I think if you were willing to take that, you could sell it. I could sell that for you right now. If you're willing to sell it off market, I'm talking to you right now. If you're willing to sell it off market for 7.5 to 8 million, I'll put the filler out. I'll put the filler out, and I could promise you I could get some showings. So consider that homeowner of that property if you find this video. But anyway, let's check out the next property, which is a huge step up from what we've seen. I'm not saying that I have these in like a particular order where it's just like the houses are just gonna get better. I just have it in order of how I found them. I don't know how to explain that. It's in order of how I found them. So anyway, so this property is on Carla Ridge. Okay, now this property offers amazing views. So you can imagine that this will be significantly more expensive, you know, than what we just seen. This is a trophy property. See how this property has color. It has like these nice warm tones, right? It chose an identity. Even with the outside where this looks like it's a deck. Like that's a really nice feature. Like just this nice wood palette, right? This is beautiful. In comparison, this is beautiful to what we seen with the other property. This is amazing. Like that property in this one, they're not close to, you know, being competitive. We're gonna watch it one more time because I didn't pause. I mean, there was nothing wrong with this place. You can just look and see these views right here. Like, just look, like these canyon views. Now, don't get me wrong, there's gonna be people who don't like canyon views, but this is a nice, peaceful view. This is like country, but you're in Beverly Hills. So personally, I like the view. not my favorite view. My favorite view has the ocean in the city. That's the view that's a killer view. You have the ocean in the city. That's the 50, 60 million dollar view right there. $100 million view right there. This, on the other hand, not so much, but it is tens of millions of dollars type of view. I really like this indoor outdoor feature. The pool is not huge, like not oversized. You know, the hot tub is right there. This is a nice setup. I really do like the setup. This kitchen, I really enjoy the kitchen. Very, very much. It's a much better kitchen than the last property. I don't know what kind of view that is, but you definitely see a sunset. Whoa. See, like this tub is beautiful, right? And typically, you know, I'm not the biggest person on the freestanding tub, but I like this one a lot. And like there's like a nice outdoor like feeling to this. Like this is a nature home. Like that's why I said that it's very warm. It chose an identity. They chose an identity with the finishes and everything. Like this house is not specific at all. Okay, so 1675 Carla Ridge is a very, you know, nice, beautiful property. They did an amazing job, to be honest with you. They did an amazing job, you know, with this this build or transformation or whatever it is. I think they did a great job. Obviously, there is not a lot of yard space or anything like that. So the house is taking up the majority of the lot's flatness, okay? The flatness of the lot, okay, is being taken up by the home and its frontage. So not really sure how much frontage there is. The frontage would be, you know, where you come in the driveway, park, is, you know, like things like that is what the frontage is going to be used for mostly. But they're asking $30 million, right? They're asking $30 million. Let's look at the history just real quick, just real quick. All right, as you can see, this property was purchased for $5.5 million just 4 years ago. Okay, don't worry. I got something to follow up with you guys on this property. We're gonna look and see what it looked like when they purchased it for the $5.5 million. So you can see with $5.5 million and how they got up to pretty much $15 million more. So, oh wait, no, they bought it for $5.075 million. My bad. I looked at the wrong thing. But yeah, they bought it for $5.075 million. So we're gonna look and see, what makes it $25 million more. Did I say 15 the first time? I don't know. My brain is somewhere right now that's not focused. But anyway, this is really, really nice. This is like a jewel type of property in Truesdale. And again, single story, has the views. I mean, just looking at it, how long has it been on the market? 157 days. There's a reason why. But 157 days. Let's look at the pictures real quick. Just give the pictures a quick little whirl, right? So there's definitely a decent amount of, like front yard, right? Or frontage, right? So really nice, entertaining area. I love this kitchen. I think I've said that multiple times. I love this kitchen. I love this live edge table. I like that a lot. This is really expensive. Gaggenau appliances. It's my favorite thing right there is the cappuccino machine, coffee maker, whatever you want to label it as. It's there, okay? So it would be like a toaster, but the point is that it's Gaggenau, and that's really expensive. By the way, how do I know what that is without like zooming in? Just know that that's what it is, okay? Trust me, I have the knowledge. I have the knowledge. You have this nice marble here, which is, good, very good. And considering that there is no waterfall, that's because it would have taken away from the tonality of this looks like a light oak, which is very, very beautiful. Very beautiful. I like what they did with the colors here. Like this place feels warm. It has an identity, and it's also neutral. Like it's neutral and it has an identity. Like it's a very beautiful place. Now, why hasn't it sold? It's because it's overpriced. Like any time something like this doesn't sell, it's overpriced. Where should it be priced at? To be honest with you, I don't think that they're far off, but considering that there are other properties that have a little more land and, you know, a much better view that are in the 24, million range, you know, there should be somewhere around there. But, you know, I don't have, I guess, any qualms, you know, while they're at 30, because this place is done really, really nice, and it stands out. It's not some boring modern, right? It's not a boring modern. So stands out. I love the finishes, right? I love the finishes. Yet these nice canyon views, which is not necessarily the views that everybody wants. And obviously there's not a lot of yard space, which is the other drawback to this property, which is one of the reasons why I believe it hasn't sold. Because that is a huge drawback, that there's no yard, meaning you're not looking for a family with this place. You're really looking for, just a very wealthy individual who would like a place on Carla Ridge, because it's a really nice, street. It's a very well-known street, high-value street, one of the better streets in Truesdale. And yeah, it just doesn't have any family appeal. It has no family appeal, to be honest with you. It has zero family appeal. But it's very nice to have as a wealthy individual. This is a very nice place to have. Now, the thing about being a wealthy individual, and by the way, this is the front yard, so there's not even a whole lot of front yard here. So there's no private driveway, and for it to be a little over half an acre, a lot of it is not flat, which is to be expected. When you're in the hill, you're always going to get more land that is considered unbuildable, right? Unless they got plans to build down and then make a deck, and that will become more expensive because that would involve caissons, and you could tell that they weren't really interested in that. So again, I like this place a lot. It has a lot of character, and I love the tones. I mean, I think with the finishes, obviously there's nothing wrong with the finishes. The finishes are remarkable. It's just those few drawbacks. It's not the best view that you can get, that your money can buy at that price point. At that price point, you can get a much better view, and you can always refinish a property that has a better view and more yard space. You can always do that. So this, to me, only appeals to someone who doesn't want to maintain anything, because it's very low maintenance when it comes to the outdoor space. Right? It's very low maintenance, has a pool, has a hot tub, has beautiful finishes. This is just for that super wealthy individual who, just wants to show off their money, and it's not a family house. Unless if you have older children, then it's fine, right? You have older children, obviously they're not gonna run, and fall on the wooden deck, or they're not gonna fall and do something to harm themselves outside simply because there's not enough space outside to play and actually be rough. But yeah, I mean, I like the place. Well, what can I say? I like the place. There's just those drawbacks. All right. So anyway, let's look at the place before it got built. All right, so this is what it looked like. Are these just pictures? Is there no video of this? Are these renderings? Oh, okay, here we go. So wow, this was a complete project from the jump. Wow. I just this was being sold for lot value. Like there was nothing here. So they definitely added a lot. So like this space was gone. So what was that? This place was probably like 4,000 square feet then, because this is a lot of what the home encompasses now. So I mean, they bulldozed this thing. So I wonder what kind of project the people that sold it were going to do. They probably got in the middle of like doing the project and they were like, this is gonna cost too much money. Or they ran out of money. It's either one of the two. It could have been the original owner and they were like, well, we're gonna make so much money if we just do the work ourselves, and then the undertaking, it just took a life of its own. And you know, when you start getting your estimates go higher and higher and higher from what you originally planned on putting into it, you just got to get out of it. Yeah, see, there was a lot more outdoor space before because the house wasn't as big as it is now. Right now, the house is like, it's 7,000 square feet. It's a mansion. So yeah, these are not, the huge views that you want typically, and but it is really nice canyon view. It's one of the better canyon views for sure. But yeah, you want city views. City views are the better views for Truesdale. 100%. So obviously, looking at the place now, you wouldn't even think that house was there before, because they really changed it. Like, I don't even know what that facade was exactly. It looked like it could have been, like more Roman, or like, I don't know. It could have been a French chateau, because everything just comes down to, what the outside looked like. Like it could have fit a few different profiles for what the original architecture was. But then they went for a nice, beautiful modern with, high level finishes and very warm tones. And it's that place is, the way it is now is just, it's sexy. It's a sexy mansion. It just, again, has the drawback of having very little outdoor space. So if you entertain people at that house, everything's gonna be inside the house. Like, you're not going to be able to host an event at that house. So that's one of the big drawbacks, because people with, that kind of money, these super high level, individuals, they like to host other high level net worth individuals, because that company you keep will essentially increase your net worth, right? Your network is your net worth. So you want to have, people there to, brainstorm, have ideas and pitch things. And that's what really the hosting of, like events and parties at a high net worth individual's home is for. It's not just to party, it's to party and also talk about money. Like, it's how you keep growing. So, it's a huge drawback for that type of thing, which is another reason why it didn't sell. Because if it was just about the finishes alone, if it was just on the finishes alone, place sells like that, because it's done so well. It's so beautiful. But because of those drawbacks that I mentioned, it's gonna sit. It's gonna sit until someone who doesn't host parties or doesn't have small children can step in and just buy it, and that's it. Like, that's your buyer. It's not a huge privacy property that doesn't have a protected gate in the front. So yeah, those are the drawbacks to that place. For 30 million, you're going to have so many better options for 30 million. 100%. So now we're going to take a trip on a different part, a different ridge in Truesdale. Wallace Ridge. And this price point is about 50 million, and it's been on the market a few times and still hasn't sold. It is slightly smaller than the property we just seen at 6,400 square feet is this one. The one we just seen is listed at 7,000 square feet, but obviously they're both still mansions. But we're going to see the glaring differences and understand why the price point of this one is significantly higher. So let's go ahead and check out Wallace Ridge. I mean, the thing that jumps out to me like immediately is this right here. This right here is a huge factor. There's much more, space to obviously play, host an event, because you could take this net down and you could put whatever you want on a tennis court. A tennis court surface is actually, very, very nice, tons of outdoor space. Your outdoor kitchen is right here, right? Your outdoor kitchen is far away. Then your kitchen right here leads directly to the pool. So clearly this is probably not going to be the same level of finishes. Again, the finishes of the, Carla Ridge property is significantly better. I could see that without even being, inside, but the level of finishes are going to be high here. I just know it. I just know it for a fact. But anyway, let's continue to look. Wow. Hold on. Pause. I probably should do some research and find out if these people are willing to sell, because this is a teardown. This is a teardown. And from the looks of this, there's going to be a decent amount of flat area. I'll have to look deeper into it. Here I am working. I have to look a little deeper into it, but enough of this looks like it'll be flat. This probably has already been purchased by a developer, but I'm going to find out anyway. I might as well. Yeah, I know I'm working. I'm sorry. Back to the video. So, I mean, the design, I actually like this design. Wow, I like this driveway. See how that driveway, it feels private, it's gated off? Huge bonus. What? What's going on in that wine storage area, that wine room? Wow. Okay, I changed my mind. I thought the finishes were gonna be cold. This is like balanced. So these are the views that you want. You want those city views. Those are the better views in Truesdale. Those are the views that you want. Wow, this view is massive. Holy moly. Like on a clear day, you're gonna see ocean. Like you're gonna see ocean from here. But look how, like, this is a professional level type of tennis court. Like, this is not like some basic tennis court. This is like professional level. Like, this is amazing. This is something you do to flex your money. You have other high net worth individual friends and associates, colleagues, whatever you want them to be, and you just invite them over and you just play tennis. Instead of going to the country club, you guys just play tennis at your house, right? That's because that's much more exclusive than the country club, where there's going to be multiple members at the country club and you're going to have to actually reserve a spot or a time to play tennis. You don't have to worry about that here because obviously it's yours. But yeah, those views are like breathtaking. Those city views are breathtaking. So there's a lot of flat area. You can actually host, whatever events you want there. I like how that's hidden. I like that a lot. I like this house. Like, I was honestly not expecting the house to be this warm. I thought it was just going to be cold, but it's not. It's warm. This is a warm house. Like, the finishes here are really nice too. This is an induction stove. So I know some people don't like that. Personally, I could work with it. You got the herringbone floors. It's really nice. Look, you get this. So this is the bar. Wow, I like that. I like that very, very much. So this is a split level home. Wow, look at that. That's gorgeous. Look at those views. So that's from the primary. So you are getting the views from the primary. It's gorgeous. There's a what you call it? There's a projection screen in the primary because there was a projector above the bed. I don't know if you guys caught that, but I did. I really like this closet here. You know, nice space for your watches. Ooh, this is a nice little area to this bedroom. Yeah, it feels grand and beautiful. I like it. I like it a lot. Is this $50 million or less? I don't know. It's been on the market a few times. My guess is they took it off to remodel it. And I mean, this looks great. I don't know what it looked like before, but this looks great. The choice of herringbone for the floors with the tone of hardwood, excellent. And then zero edge pool. Wait, so this is the main kitchen? Oh wait, no, I take it back. I thought this was a separate kitchen. It's just, it looks so different at night, or you know, with sundown. Like I thought it was a different kitchen for a second. Like it confused me. But no, that was the same kitchen. Just like, look at the lights. Like this, that's such a flex to have that tennis court right there. Like you could just play tennis all night. So city view, see, that's why they wanted to get that at night, because those city views those are views you want. Those are the views you pay the big bucks for. So let's take a quick look at the listing of this marvelous property on Wallace Ridge, as it is. So it's only been on the market for a couple of days. It actually just came back to the market, not that long ago. It's been on the market, sold for $20 million just 2 years ago. Wow, sold for $20 million just 2 years ago. So they did remodel. They remodeled it, put it back on the market for $32.25. Then they decided, no, let's lower the price and see if we could sell it. And it didn't sell, and now they're back at it again. But this time for $48 million. So whatever changed within those year and change, I'm not 100% sure. I did look to see if I could find like some previous photos from the, listing before, which is by the same, listing agents. They're rock stars. Brandon and Rainey, two of the very, very, very best. And yeah, it's on the market for $48 million. It might be a little steep, but again, this tennis court, I mean, to be honest with you, a tennis court in Truesdale is crazy. So you can ask for a lot when you have something like that. And obviously the privacy factor is there with the, full on gated property. Like it's full on gated. So yeah, I am curious. I'm honestly curious as to what this actually might sell for. I'm sure they've been showing it, even with it off market, because that's typically how things work. In the industry, just because something is off market doesn't necessarily mean it isn't available anymore. And they probably just felt like it was a good time to come back on the market. So yeah, I'm actually like blown away by just how warm they made this place feel, because from the exterior it looks like it's going to be a bit on the colder side, but it's not. It's a very nice property, warm property. we can look at the pictures real quick, but I feel like that video actually did the property justice. You know, it wasn't a super quick video. So yeah, this is a coffee maker. No? I'm almost sure that this is a coffee maker. So that's really expensive. That's super expensive. Like, definitely, like, I've seen coffee makers like this, and this looks like this is a coffee maker. I could be completely wrong, but I honestly don't think I'm wrong about this. But maybe I am. I don't know. Induction oven, but they do have a burner here for people who like fire. Fire. But yeah, I like this bar setup with the wine, considering that you can only do split level or single level floor, house. So having the typical wine, storage area, or the wine cellar, you may not have it, but I think they did a very good job by choosing to just make the bar like this. It's a really nice touch. So yeah, we're looking at the primary again. I like the steam shower setup. I like this closet setup. It's a very large closet, and these city views are just crazy. Look, you can see the ocean. See, I told you on a clear day you can see the ocean. So you can see the ocean here. So this is a very nice view. One of the best. So if you were like me and you're like, man, what did this property look like before? I know I asked the question. It just so happens that I already had the video. That's crazy. I forgot. Like I told you, I really had this set up for like a while, but I have the video. So let's check it out. So that used to be where the tennis court is, used to be a basketball court. Oh, wow. I'm actually glad that they made those changes that they made. Like they did upgrade this place. So this is what it was when it was up for 20 million. This is what it looked like. This just isn't hitting on the same level as what it is now. Very good location. I kind of like that they dropped the details like that, because this is a really good location. But yeah, that's crazy. 10 parking spaces built in 78. So this could have been a 2-story home. But yeah, they were thinking single story with super high ceilings. So yeah, they changed out a lot. This place doesn't even have the same feel. But yeah, even then, just looking at the space, they had a basketball court and the tennis court. I feel like they should have left a basketball court there, but basketball is not the sport of super high net worth individuals, unless that's what you do for a living and you play in the NBA. Then it is a sport for super high net worth individuals. So that's what the bar used to look like. Wow. And now I see why they're asking for so much. they upped the level of everything. They upped the level of quality. They changed out everything. And this, to be honest with you, this doesn't look all that bad. It's just the configuration and how everything was is just not as good as it is now. Like, they made a lot of really high quality changes. So that's what it looked like when they bought it for 20 million or whatever it is, the price that they settled on. They would, you know, when it was on the market a couple years ago. So they made some changes. They probably made some, you know, like quick type of upgrades. And then they're like, they took it off the market, probably listened to the feedback of, you know, the agents, and decided to just full on reconfigure and make it better, which is why they're now on the market for, you know, 48 million versus the 32 that they initially came out at after having it, you know, for about 8 months. So a lot of changes went in to the property. I mean, from the inside, it doesn't look the same. I mean, even with the outside, they made it not look the same. And, you know, getting rid of the basketball court hurt my feelings a little bit, but I understand why they did it. So, makes sense. Makes sense. So for the last property, we're going to look at a $70 million showstopper. Okay, we're gonna look at a $70 million showstopper. And I know it's crazy. It's like, dude, you're really calling around these areas? I know, and I'm like, even I'm blown away right now about how it's just like, man, I'm just like, you know what? Somebody's got to do it. It might as well be me. To put myself in that position, it might as well be me, right? So anyway, we're gonna look at the last property and call it a video. Okay, we're gonna look at the last property and call it a video. The Cabrillo estate. Now, funny thing about this property is, I don't know if it's sold or not. I think it hasn't sold or changed hands, but I do know that Ryan Seacrest is either the current owner or the previous owner. It's one of the two. But this was Ryan Seacrest's house, okay? I don't know if he personally lived here, but I mean, this place is so secluded. Look at this. There's so much like character here, because the lot also includes this. And you can see there's like a little pond here, and I mean, there's a nice walking area. Like, the place is like, I mean, this is a mansion. This looks like it's single story, if I'm not mistaken. You know, you have a pool here. Wow. So this is a really nice house. If I'm not mistaken, this is only like 5,000 square feet or something like that. So it's not like a ginormous home, but I mean, it's got a lot of space of land per se. That's what I meant. It's got a lot of land. Wow, there's even like a tennis court here. This is like a park. Like, this is like a park. So tons of outdoor space where, you know, where the drawbacks were with some of the other places where you don't have this or that. So it is a split level home, right? And it does have city views. It's very private for sure. It's very, very private. Very private. This right here, this is the top of the top. This is where you're gonna get the most amazing views because it's at the top. But this is a lot of land, and that's a great trade-off. And you can see all the privacy, all these mature trees is giving you tons of privacy. You can see why a celebrity would live in a place like this. Cabrillo estate and compound is just call it a compound or an estate, one or the other. Are we looking at the same entrance again? Yeah, it is the same entrance. 9,000 square feet of living space. I thought the house was smaller. I guess it's not. Or maybe there's an additional housing. You know, we'll look at it at the listing. I like that light fixture, to be honest with you. I like that light fixture a lot. How many dining areas are there? So that's got to be the prep kitchen. Man, talk about a place with a lot of character. You know how we looked at that cold house in the beginning, and then everything else has had warmth and character. Look at this outdoor kitchen. Wow, with the pizza oven. Amazing. This is so baller, right? That's the only way I could describe a place like this. Like, it just feels baller. Like, so much character. Like, this house is not boring at all. Look at how big this tub is. Now, see, that first house where I was sitting there saying, like, man, it's just so much wasted space, right? So much wasted space. Look how large this tub is. It's about this, has the same sort of circumference and size, but it's actually much more tub. Much more. Okay, look at that shower. Look at this closet. Now, this is my kind of closet right here. This is a man's closet. This is very, very, like, you can sit there, you go say, man, you know what suit am I going to wear tonight? You smoke your cigar and you're like, you know, I think I'm gonna wear this suit right here, and I'm gonna grab these Italian loafers, and I'm gonna go show up in my $15,000 suit, and we're gonna make 15 million tonight. Watch. Like, oh my gosh, like, I would love to have this closet, not this type of closet, this closet, like, to have all your shoes and, like, say no more. That's the closet for me. What the hell was that? Like, what is this? This is the massage. I was kind of thrown off by this green wall. I didn't even see the massage tables, but this is hella comfortable looking. But, you know, I'm so used to, like, a massage room having, like, water features instead of a wall where you can change the color tone. You know what? I kind of like it. I kind of like it instead of having the water feature, because you're not gonna really look at the water feature versus the color tone of the room you can change. You can see that in whatever kind of mood you're in, whether it's blue, you know, gold, you know, whatever kind of mood you're in, you can possibly change the color. I don't know if this you can change the color to this or not. I really hope this is not just green. If it's just green, I mean, not for me. But I love the walnut floors like that. That's insane. Yeah, bro. I think I'm almost positive he still owns this house. But we'll look at it when we look at the listing record. You know what? Never mind. I think he sold it. Like, I'm supposed to know this. Like, if I know it's Ryan Seacrest's house, how did I forget? Shame on me. I told you it had a pond there. It's a koi pond. But yeah, you have, like, your own park set up. Like, it's nuts. Of course you have a gym. Like, if this place is over 9,000 square feet, of course there's a gym. Oh, okay. It looks like there's a guest house there too. Yeah, that has to be the guest house. Shame on me. I should have never second guessed myself. I was right. He did sell the place. He sold it for 51 million a couple of years ago, or a year and change ago. And, you know, it's all you need to know. All you need to know is that it ended up selling for 51 million, because obviously there's no pictures. So because Zillow doesn't have, like the appropriate information, of course, I can rely on a nice resource called my brain. And I do have the information as far as what happened with the sales. So Ryan Seacrest, he ended up buying this place in 2012 for $36,500,000. And 10 years, later, he ends up listing it for $70 million and settles and sells it for $51 million. So that's a lot of money. You're talking about more than $1 million a year for holding on to a property, of this magnitude, which it has 9,000 square feet plus of living space, but two of the dwellings on the property are guest houses. So, but I was right about the main house of the property is about 5,000, square feet plus, which is huge. But yeah, to have two guest properties, like I said, there's a park there, this place has loads and loads and loads of privacy. The person that owns it now, I'm not too familiar with. I did look and I really couldn't find much information. So if someone has that information, please share it. But from my understanding, it's not a celebrity because, people be all up in celebrities' businesses. So, knowing that this was Ryan Seacrest's house is a clear indication of people being celebrities' businesses. But anyway, so Ryan Seacrest sold it for $51 million, bought it for $36.5. It's pretty good return on his investment. And to be honest, I didn't follow up to see where he lives now, but I'm sure it won't be hard for me to find if I really, do some diligence and research. But this was an amazing house. Like I like the character of the house. I like the character of the house very much. Of course, it's not perfect. I mean, the green marble is not my favorite for a kitchen, but it's not hideous, and it was nice. It wasn't like cheap or anything. The lack of screening room and there's not a whole lot, but obviously I love that closet. That closet was the bee's knees. You know what I'm saying? Okay, closet was really the closet. Okay, but anyway, nice house. Love the setups of a lot of stuff. Very minimal things I would personally change. I mean, this was definitely the best house that we've seen. There's city views, and the biggest thing was the privacy, of course. That's the biggest thing was the privacy, and having like a park is amazing. But of course, the house is single story, and because the house is single story, you're not gonna have these amazing views. But anybody, and when I say anybody could buy this property and tear it down. Personally, I would honestly reserve on tearing it down. I honestly kind of like it, the way it is. I know that's kind of weird, because I would like more space, but considering you have so much land, you can build things. You can build things. You can build a wellness center that's not in the house. You can build a lot of stuff. You can put a tennis court. You can put a basketball court. You can put anything you want on this land, because there's a lot of it, and enough of it is flat. So I love it. I love it. So how I found this property, I ended up calling the lawyer. That call didn't go so well. But that's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's a great property. I mean, there's not going to be much like it I think this is a one of a kind property, 100%. So kudos on the person that snagged this place. You definitely shouldn't have a problem getting your money out of the property. When you do look to sell it, I'm talking to you guys, the law office. You don't worry, I'm not going to mention who you guys are, but you know, call me or I'll call you. So anyway, that's going to wrap up the video for me. Kind of sucks that there's nothing going on right now. There's no events for the Olympics. There's only like a handful of events left, so I'll probably, you know, stay up and watch the rest of the events. And yeah, I mean, hopefully we get at least one more gold than China, because man, China, they're competing. They're trying to take our throne. You know, they want that throne of having the most gold medals. Now, when it comes to having overall medals, I mean, there is nobody messing with us here in the US of A. Like, we can't be messed with. Total medals, we can't be messed with. But them gold medals, China puts on performances, and I mean, there are events that I didn't think they could win, and they won. So hats off to them. Okay, they make a lot of good things in China. I think we all got something from China. They make a lot of good things in China. So yeah. But USA, we gonna end up on top as we normally do when it comes to those golds. So, you know, enjoy that one gold lead while you guys can. You know, I think you guys should probably consider, you know, if you guys wanna actually, you know, have a chance to beat us in the gold medal count, you guys should probably consider joining forces with Hong Kong and Taipei. Right? But if you guys want to keep it separate, we're not gonna stop you from keeping it separate. It's all good. Keep it separate. But yeah, that's the video. I know it's different. It's kind of like random. I could have broke this up into 2 videos. I probably should do that next time. Break it up into 2 videos. Instead of making like these hour videos, I could just make them 30 minutes, and that would give me like 2 bits of content to put out. I don't know. I kind of feel cheesy about even saying that, like, yeah, let's stretch out the content. But I do know these videos can be a little long, and I probably can work on jam packing them with more value. So I'll work on it. I do want to make the videos, you know, have more value and less about, you know, me just enjoying making the video, which is typically what I like to do. I enjoy making the video. Like I enjoy making this video. I enjoy the educating of myself. Like I enjoyed filling my brain with information that will become useful at some point. It might not be as as useful today as I might think it is, but there's going to be that one moment where it's like, oh, it's good that I know this. It's good that I know that you can't tear a certain property down and build, 2 stories. And that if I can find somebody that's willing to sell a 2-story house in Truesdale that's going to be worth more than a single-story house in Truesdale. So yeah, there's a lot of different things. Or like how the house that's next to, the one that is on Wallace, that it's a tear down, and to see if somebody already bought it to tear it down, or if they may be looking to I'm over here talking about work again. But that's kind of why I even make these videos. It's not just to make a video to put out content and, share stuff that I find interesting with you guys, and hopefully you find it interesting too, but to also improve upon myself. So yeah, I appreciate you guys. I will again consider working on making the video shorter and you know, offering more value in the video as far as like entertainment and information at the same time. So it's something to consider. But I didn't put a video out this week, so this one, you know, I didn't mind making a long video. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.